going on, y'all? Wanted to come on here and hopefully make a quick video around environment and how I think it's so important for us to be in the correct environment, to have a phenomenal relationship with God and really have a fruitful and successful life. And I think environment plays a massive role into who you become and what you end up accomplishing in this life. So it's funny because I moved out here to Dallas, Texas about 3 years ago, and I've been going to the same gym my whole life. I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but I've been going to the same gym my whole life. And I realized within the past year that the gym that I've been going to my whole life, the location out here in Dallas has become noticeably dirty, super dirty. I'm talking about like you go in the men's bathroom and it looks like it was a war in there or something crazy happened, right? And so I was already thinking like, yo, it's time for me to change up my environment and find a new gym. I was already feeling kind of like I was plateauing at this gym. I was going in there kind of uninspired, not like feeling like I'm pushing myself. And I'm definitely the type of person where I don't need very much to get myself going or to be motivated, quote unquote. But I was feeling like, yo, it's time for me to find something else, a different challenge, right? As a man, you guys know, we love challenges, and I was seeking that in this environment. So the line in the sand for me was one day, I work out super early in the morning. It was like 5 o'clock, 5:30. I'm working out, I'm doing some deadlifts, and I scratched my leg. I cut my leg. Big old cut. It's probably like this long on my leg. And it wasn't bleeding yet, but you can tell that it was just about to start bleeding. I go to the front desk. I ask the young lady, like, yo, do you guys have any Kleenex? Do you guys have any Band-Aids? Something that I can put on before it starts, bleeding and going crazy. And she dead looked at me in the face and was like, no, we don't got anything. I'm like, surely this is not according to protocol. This is some type of lawsuit. I don't know. But I end up leaving and I'm like, oh, I got to find me a new gym. Like this ain't working no more. So end up finding a new gym, phenomenal, beautiful, marble floors. If you're in Dallas, you probably already know about the two gyms I'm talking about. But this thing got marble floors. You walk in, the equipment says made in Italy, super nice equipment, stuff I've never even seen before. In fact, before you even walk into the gym, the way they greet you at any time of the day, it almost feels like you're at Chick-fil-A, and at the old gym, the way they would greet me is like they had their feet on the desk, they was on their phone. It's like I had to greet them for them to say something to me, right? Anyways, the reason why I bring that up is because so many of us have been stuck in the same environment for so long that we don't know any better. And God's been telling us that you need to transition out of that environment. Now, what environments am I talking about? Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's some type of career. There's something that a lot of us are in that we've been in it for too long and we get used to it. We get used to it being dirty and funky. We get used to not being treated right and not the environment, not having everything we need to excel. We get used to it, right? And we don't know any better. And along the way, I really believe that God will give us signs along the way to like, yo, this isn't where you need to be. You need to go ahead and switch up out of here. And I think he was doing that for me. It was noticeably dirty over time. Equipment was out of order, restrooms were out of order, and, they didn't have cleaning products to clean my injury, whatever, like all sorts of signs along the way. And if you don't pay attention to them, you'll just get used to it. You'll get used to that environment, and the opportunity for you to grow and take yourself to the next level will decrease over time. And by the way, when you go in a new environment, best believe it is extremely uncomfortable, right? I just told you some of the good things about this new gym I'm going to, but my old gym was like a 5-7 minute drive from my house. I get there super quick. My new gym it's about 15-20 minutes. I'm paying double the amount. You know, I'm walking in there. Yes, the equipment is beautiful, it's nice, but I don't know how to use a lot of it. The people in there, they're in phenomenal shape. Everybody looks great. You know, people got their selfie sticks out, their cameras. It's definitely one of those influencer gyms. But it's a little uncomfortable. I didn't come from this type of environment. But over time, if you stick through that uncomfortable zone and you embrace this new environment that you're in, I believe it can help you to honestly grow. So, and it has. I mean, this new gym that I'm at, I told you about the phenomenal equipment. It's inspiring to see other people that are in great shape, that are maybe doing more weights than you or whatever the case is. For me, at least, it pushes me to want to do more, right? And I recently went back to my old gym just to get some cardio in, and it's like the same thing. Things don't change in here. It's still dirty. The hat that I seen there from a month ago on the corner collecting dust is still there. And it's like, dang, like this is where I was working out for so long. This is the environment that I was in. Surely this wasn't healthy for me, right? So I wanted to make this video and encourage y'all to figure out in your life, where do you feel like God is challenging you to change your environment, for you to switch up what you're doing, that same routine that you're getting the same results over and over and over again. You're not seeing any growth. Where in your life do you see that, right? And I want to be mindful that sometimes it's not always the environment. Sometimes it's your mindset going into that environment. Now, what I mean by that is I've moved around a lot in my life, right? And I hear people, one of the reasons why people like to move from different cities, from different state to state, is because they want a fresh change, a fresh start, right? And oftentimes, these people will see themselves in the same cycle as the past city, the past environment, because their mindset has not changed, right? Their perspective has not changed. They didn't go into it with any intention. They were just thinking that their environment was going to change them. If I had the mindset that if I go into this new gym, that it's going to change me, I'd probably go right back to where I was before, because I'm like, I'm not seeing no change. I'm spending all this money. I'm driving so far. You got to have that mindset and be intentional about the new environment you go in. You have to be ready for a change, and you have to be ready that it's going to be challenging, and that your flesh is going to want to go back to what is comfortable, right? So I'm sure you guys have seen it. People in your lives, they move somewhere far and they end up coming right back to where they were because they didn't have a plan. They have the same old mindset. They weren't intentional about what they wanted to accomplish. And look, I've moved around a lot in my life. I moved from Northern California to Southern California when a month after I turned 19. And I was hell bent, if I can use that word. I'm not going back home. Like, I was like, nope, I'm not going to surrender. I'm not going to give up. I'm going down here. I'm going to stick through this environment. I'm going to stick through the challenges, and I'm going to succeed down here, right? Because before I left, there were so many people that were like, yo, you ain't going to make it out there. You know, you know how many people go to Southern California and they come right back to Northern California? You're going to be just like everybody else. And I had that mindset where I was like, that ain't going to be me, right? So I want to encourage you guys that if you feel like it's time for a change, it's time for you to like maybe break through that ceiling, you're hitting a wall, I would encourage you to put yourself in a situation that's a little bit more uncomfortable, to allow yourself to stretch and grow. Hopefully this hits home with somebody out there. It's your boy Chris. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.